I've always wanted to make a positive impact in whatever I do, wherever I am. I believe this has become my purpose in life. Perhaps this is why I have a strong bond with the members of JCI or Junior Chamber International, since we embrace the same mission that is to provide development opportunities that develop young people to create positive change. Welcome to Life Expressions. Today, I'm excited to talk to the pride of JCI Philippines and JCI Asia Pacific. He is a member of JCI Regatta, for sure, a pride of our chapter. This is the chapter wherein I am a charter member and a past president. My guest will surely provide inspiration to all of us today. He is a Bachelor of Secondary Education Summa Cum Laude graduate, most outstanding graduate, and best student teacher in mathematics from the West Visayas State University. His name was enrolled in the roster of professional teachers when he passed the Board of Licensure examination for professional teachers last December 2019. After earning his undergraduate degree, he applied to Philippine Science High School Western Visayas campus because of his desire to contribute to the realization of the Department of Science and Technology's mandate of honing would-be leaders and scientists of the country. He has been teaching mathematics in grade 7 and grade 11 for more than 2 years, and at the same time, enjoying the opportunity to be mentored by seasoned mathematics teachers of this prestigious institution. Likewise, he was chosen as national finalist for 10 Outstanding Students of the Philippines, awarded as one of the Ayala Young Leaders of the Philippines in 2017, and one of the recipients of the Outstanding Students of Iloilo Awards or TOSHA 2019. He has also garnered national and international awards for public speaking. Recently, he was hailed as the 2021 Asia Pacific Public Speaking Champion during the Junior Chamber International Asia Pacific Conference last August 2021 in Taichung, Taiwan. He will be representing the JCI Asia Pacific in the same competition at the upcoming World Congress in Johannesburg, South Africa in November 2021. When he was in college, he won gold and silver medals in the National Dagliang Talumpati and National Extemporaneous Speaking, respectively. His superb communication skills have helped him facilitate quality learning inside the classroom. He is currently taking up his Master of Arts in Education, major in mathematics at West Visayas State University as Gokongwei Brothers Foundation Scholar. Wow, I am proud to and a fellow member of JCI, member Sandro Silverio. Hi, Sandro. Welcome to Life Expressions.
Hello, Miss Cherry. Thank you so much for having me in Life Expressions. It's really such an honor for me. Thank you so
It's
much.
it's my pleasure to have you. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great, Miss Cherry. I have a lot of things on my plate, busy with school stuff, and then also some public speaking stints, and also organizations responsibilities.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have mentioned organization responsibilities. Now you are an active member of JCI Regatta.
Yes, yes, Miss Cherry. For after 2019, when I graduated in college, I joined that organization because I want to continue what I am advocating for. So I saw that there is a potential in this org, so I joined right after graduation. So I am now a happy member of JCI Regatta for more than 2 years now. Mhm.
Yes, and I'm happy to see you very active in our activities, in the events. Some of those events you have, shall I say, actively spearheaded or co spearheaded, and you have given honor to JCI Regatta being the champion in the JCI public speaking competition, not just in the national level, but also in the Asia Pacific Conference. And you are soon going to represent Asia Pacific in the World Conference. How do you feel?
Well, I am very grateful to the organization for trusting me. When I joined that org, they like the presidents and other colleagues as well. They would say, you know what, Sam, there is a public speaking competition, and you have the potential to be the representative of our chapter. chapter. So I did not hesitate, and for me, it's really an honor coming from them, and then giving me the chance to represent not only the chapter but also the entire Visayas and the Philippines in the international arena. It is such an honor. Until now, Miss Cherry, it's still surreal for me, the feeling of being an international champion in public speaking. I can still fathom it. My mind can still fathom it.
Yes. Can you recall what's the main message that you have shared in your public speaking competition?
Yeah, so there were two categories actually. It's preliminary. There was a preliminary and a final round. The preliminary, the theme revolved around the JCI's tagline of developing leaders as a change as in a changing world, and then how is JCI relevant to the fast changing world. And then if you won and if you were awarded or recognized as one of the top three, then you are going to go to advance to the final round, and it talks about mental health, the importance of mental health support in the workplace. Even right now, no, we are transitioning and going back to the old normal that we had before. So that's it. It's about the mental health support in the workplace.
Yes, and you did great. I saw your speech. You made us so proud of you, and it's worth to be shared for everyone to see and listen to because you had a very meaningful message to share during your speech there. Sandro, earlier when I introduced you, I mentioned a lot of your accomplishments, and you're really worthy to be emulated. But personally, what do you think is your biggest accomplishment so far and why?
Yeah, if I were to choose a Miss Cherry, my greatest accomplishment, that would be the Summa Cum Laude. Being an island boy coming from an island, very obscure island where education is never a priority, since everyone is more focused on how to earn a living, right? I'm
Yeah.
an island boy. My
Which
father was a
island?
fisherman. Sicogon Island in
Yes.
Carles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so being a summa cum laude coming from that island is really an honor for me, and it gives me pride to represent the kids there, the island kids who have
Yeah.
also started to dream, and they would look up to Manong Sandro. Oh, Manong Sandro could do it, so if he can do
Yeah.
it, we can also do it. So that is for me, it's more meaningful, the most meaningful award that I receive among others, others with the accolades that I received. That would be my greatest.
Yes, because it's a long journey as well, right?
That's
It's
right.
not just a
Mhm.
year or two, but 4 long years of you being on top to make sure that you get that Summa Cum Laude award. Wow.
Exactly, Miss Cherry. And also, coming from my family, what didn't have the chance to get that degree because
Yeah.
of financial problems. So also I have also I'm the youngest of the six children. So my other siblings were not able to pursue their college, and I was the only one
Yeah.
who is opportune to have been given the opportunity, the all these opportunities that was given to me through various scholarships from the
Yeah.
government and other initiatives, now
Yeah.
that was done by so many people to just
Yeah.
help me accomplish my goal to be that summa cum laude. Yeah.
Exactly. I believe you would not just have that academic award, not just because you're bright, of course, that is a given, but apart from being intelligent, what do you think is in you that made you summa cum laude? Apart from the fact that you're intelligent, there must be something else.
Yeah, I think the grit, Miss Cherry, and being resilient as a person. Despite all my losses, like at an early age, I lost my mom. Uh, Particularly when I was in first year high school, I lost my mom, and I'm a mama's boy, Miss Cherry. So for me, that was the biggest. It's like the biggest and the greatest sadness I've ever experienced. And when I was in first year college, I lost my dad. So I became an orphan at an early age, very young, and also without resources at hand, without any
Yeah.
financial resources, money, and other stuff to mobilize. Um, to mobilize, it dawned on me that if I quit during that time,
Yeah.
I think, I mean, that's valid for me to do that. That's valid for me to do that. I don't have anything. But however, because of that grit and being resilient, I was able to see that circumstances, those negative circumstances, differently and turn that into something positive.
Yeah.
So I, instead of giving up and throwing in the towel, I looked for scholarship. I worked for my teachers. I met a lot of amazing people who scaffolded me and helped me to pursue and get that summa cum laude thing. So for me, being resilient and grit, these are the two values that really to get that summa cum laude,
Yes.
Miss Cherry.
What kept you going? What kept you going?
Yeah, I think before my parents died, usually it may be so cliche, but my parents before my mama died, we don't have any land or anything to leave you when we die. It's this is the only thing, the education, and we don't want you to suffer like we are, like what we are encountering right now. So we are offering you an alternative, and that is education. And I think that's the main reason, Miss Cherry, that I held that message coming from
Yes.
my mother, and that message kept me going. That despite all this, kahit anong mangyari,
Yes.
whatever will happen, I'm gonna get that education. I'm gonna get that degree.
Yeah.
So actually, that summa cum laude, that wasn't really the goal, Miss Cherry. I just want
Yeah.
to do my best,
Yeah.
and for me, that's just an additional and just an icing on a cake. But I'm thankful to God, and I'm thankful
Yes.
to my mom because
Yeah.
she gave that message before she died.
You did not just get your degree, you got the highest honor in that degree. And I think you have left a legacy for young people as well in West Visayas State University that they too can do it. If you can, they should be able to do it as well, right?
That's right. That's right, Miss Cherry. That's why being given the chance and platform to speak, for example, to deliver a message, a
Yes.
valedictory address, for me, I kept that as an opportunity to inspire.
Yes.
Because I believe that there are so many students like me who also have aspirations in life, and
Yes.
they just need one
Yeah.
story, just one story to inspire them, to brighten up, or to give light to whatever they are experiencing right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would dare say your story truly inspired them when you gave that valedictory address.
Yeah,
Sandro, now you are
I
teaching.
believe so, because that story, Miss Cherry, was post yeah
Yes, that story was.
yeah that story, Miss Cherry, that story was posted online, and there were a lot of Facebook, like for example, Action Radio, ABS-CBN, GMA News. So it was actually featured. Like during
Yeah.
the graduation, there was a camera in
Yes.
the middle of the graduation ceremony of filming for that momentous event. And I think it's already a win for me to be able
Yes.
to share my story with the world. Mhm.
Yes, that is so true. And now you are moving forward. You are now teaching in Philippine Science High School, correct?
That's right.
Yes. And as a
Mhm.
teacher, what do you think are the core values that students should learn so they would be able to excel in life?
Yeah. I think they should go back to the goals and their whys. Why are they uh, pursuing this career, for example? Uh, like me, at the very beginning, I know my whys. Like I want my mama proud of
Proud.
me.
Yeah.
Even though she's not here physically, I want her to be proud of me. And I want to fulfill that promise that I released. No, I told him before she passed away. And I want to uplift, no, I want to uplift my situation coming up. from a family who is crushed by poverty, it's really a challenging situation. So these are my whys. So to all
Yes.
students out there, I think that's it. You have to go back. What is your goal? What do you
Yeah.
want to accomplish? Because your goal is directly proportional to your effort that you are exerting. Like for
Yeah.
example, if you want to finish your education, finish that degree, you need to sacrifice, you need to discipline yourself, you need to prioritize the things that you are doing.
Yeah.
Like if education is your thing, then pursue it, pursue excellence, and you can do that by managing your time perhaps.
Hmm.
You can also do that by asking your teachers, by asking many people, to be mentored by them, because you can
Yes.
learn aside from the academic stuff that you learn from school, from the book. You can learn from people.
Yes, that is one of the factors that made you successful early in your studies and in your career is the fact that you are humble enough to ask for help, humble enough to ask for mentors to move and help you move forward.
That's right. That's right. And I couldn't agree with that more, Miss Cherry, because I could not attain these summa cum laude and with all these accolades without those people. They have
Yeah.
been very they are instrumental. No, they are God sent for me to be. For me, that's a gift. That's a gift from God. It did not happen accidentally. He sent really a lot of people, not right people, to accommodate me, to accommodate the promise that He has given in me, and through
Yes.
these amazing people, mentors.
Yes. Sandro, if you can recall some of the most difficult instances in your early days, especially when you were in college, struggling through poverty, can you share with us some instances where you had to remind yourself, you should not quit, you should do this? What are those instances?
Yeah, there was one time my siblings were not there, and my father was the only one who stayed in that house, and he told me to go to the sea, and we are going to catch some fish perhaps, and that was
Yeah.
one time, the first and the last, Miss Cherry. So I held that fishing gear with me, and then
Yes.
battling with the ocean. And
Yes.
for me, it dawned on me while I was holding that. It's like, oh my god, this must been so very challenging for my father. And if this is the life that I am envisioning, like I can see it. I can see myself doing this for my entire life.
Yeah.
And that was actually a turning point for me, Miss Cherry, that
Yeah.
I told myself consciously, the buck stops here. I need to stop this vicious cycle of
Yeah.
poverty. I need to stop this, and that's why you can't blame me, Prashari, if
Yeah.
I'm competitive, if I do
Right.
my best in school, if I excel always, because I have my intrinsic motivation. My whys are clear
Very
because of
good.
my situation.
Yeah. I think that is the reason why you succeed. And for people to learn from you, that they should know their why, they should know why they're doing this. And
Hmm.
the big goal, keep your eyes on the prize, as they say,
Hmm.
right? So if
That's right.
you know why you do it, you will not get lost. You'll always do it no matter what it takes to get to your goal. And I'm so proud of you, Sandro, for sharing
Thank
your
you. Thank
story
you.
with us. So now that you're a teacher, and what are the challenges that you continue to experience as a teacher? I'm pretty sure you have lots.
Yeah. I think one of the challenges right now, because it's pandemic, I think a lot of teachers can relate to this one. The importance of human connection. It's
Yeah.
quite hard to really attain that in a virtual setup, because you just sometimes you cannot require your students to open their camera because their internet connection would not permit
Yeah.
them. So I think that's it, because I am into people.
Yeah.
So there's a lacking thing, there's a lacking element in teaching if you cannot establish a genuine human connection with your students because of the limitations right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one.
Mhm, mhm. And how do you overcome that challenge? Because there is difficulty in establishing a human connection, but you've got to have that human connection. It's difficult, right? Even my daughter, who's now in grade 10 in University of St. LaSalle, says, "Oh, it's different. I miss face-to-face or in-person
Yeah.
classes, mommy. It's really different. The learning is very challenging too." So how do you do it?
Yeah. I think Miss Cherry, I exhaust, since we are in a digital world, I exhaust a lot of applications perhaps or social media just to reach out to them. Because
Yes.
you know what, like a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet once a week or twice a week, it's not enough. So I'm trying my
Yes.
best to
Mhm.
gather information as much as possible, the background of one student, so
Yes.
that I could also empathize and know
Yeah.
their story. Where are they coming from? What are
Yeah.
the struggles? Sometimes like, I remember I had a student who didn't pass any requirement for
Mhm.
the entire quarter. And for me as a teacher, it's easy for you to just, hey, what are you doing? You're so irresponsible. But you know what? What I did my investigation. Why?
Yeah.
Why? I talked to the mother. I talked to the child, and I found out that she doesn't have any gadget to
Oh,
use for online
oh,
learning and
yeah.
to the exactly. So by doing this, by going the extra mile just to reach
Yes.
out to them
Yes.
and making them feel that you care,
Yeah.
like the simple kamusta on messenger, via messenger, kamusta ka, how is it
Yes.
going, where are
Yeah.
you now, what's your
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah.
It really means a lot to them. And
Yeah.
I think these are the small steps that I am doing
Yeah.
uh, to overcome that challenge.
Yeah. It's good to know that there are teachers like you who truly care. Because some teachers, as busy as they are, would just say, okay, forget it. If they don't meet the deadline, that's not my problem. Some teachers are like that, sad to say. But you
Mhm.
are there and say, oh, you are wondering what's wrong, what is happening. So
Yeah.
it truly takes one person to truly care, to take action. And that's very good. Kudos to you. Anyways, Sandro, you are a teacher at the same time a civic leader, being with JCI Regatta, and now a
Mhm.
role model for many JCI members, especially that you are a public speaking champion and you're going to represent JCI Asia Pacific. What does it take to be Sandro Silverio, to excel in many things that you do?
Yeah, I think it takes grit. It takes grit and perseverance, because while doing this at the
Mhm.
time, a lot of things on my plate,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of courage, perseverance, and grit. That sometimes you're gonna fail. Sometimes you're gonna lose in some competitions. Sometimes you're gonna encounter a lot of emotional torment in you, like a heaviness, like a burden. Why am I doing this? Like that. There's a time that there's a point in your life that you will experience that. But you know what? Again, it takes you back, all the memories, all the circumstances, all the negativities, the positive and the negative. Your why is clear. You want to influence, you want to amplify voices, you want to advocate, you
Yes.
want to inspire.
Yeah.
And at the end, Miss Cherry, it's all worth it. It's worth it, because I know that I am not only doing this for myself, but also I'm doing this for other people.
Oh, that is wonderful. Yeah, it's really in consonance to the mission of JCI that service to humanity is the best work
Yeah,
of life, right? And
that's
you
right.
say you're
That's right.
doing this not just for yourself, but for other people as well, which reminds me, election is coming soon. It's just a few months
Yeah.
away. Have you registered?
Yes, I'm already registered, Miss Cherry. Exactly. The there's a lot of quarrels going on Facebook and other social medias because we have
True.
our own bets. A lot of
Yes.
friendship were were affected because of election.
Exactly. But people should be, shall I say, more open minded to
That's
think
right.
that even if we don't see eye to eye with the candidates or a choice of candidates, we should remember that we can agree to disagree, and everyone has a
That's right.
right to their opinion on what kind of candidate they should root for. I have my own candidates. You know who it is with the color that I'm wearing, but I'm not saying that it should be the same with everyone else. However, for you, what
Mm.
are you looking for in a candidate?
Yeah, in my case, Miss Cherry, I am more on service oriented. For me, those people who have already exemplified not only through talk but through action, because you can see them, you can see
Yeah,
who is the leader who has been very consistent since the very beginning, since the start of this pandemic. So you can actually see that. So that but
yes,
service oriented. You should be service oriented, and you should be accountable as a
yeah.
leader. So, for example, if you messed up, just admit it that you messed up and do better next time.
True. Yes, that is true. And it is important, not just for leaders, but for us as well, that if we fail, it is okay because failure is not a person, it is just an event. If you fail at one thing, that is acceptable. You can pick up yourself and bounce back and try to succeed in another venture. Do you agree with that?
That's right. Yeah, I agree. And sometimes failure is not really that fatal. It
True.
just take that as an opportunity to be better. You get you learn from them. You learn from them.
Perfect. Very well said. Before I let you go, I would like to ask, what are your daily habits? Because it really shows that you are an organized person. You know what you want. You go after you what you want. But sometimes we forget and when we become lax. But you don't appear to do that. So what are your daily habits?
Yeah, my daily habit, I usually before I sleep, I list down all the things that I'm going to do the next morning. Some to do list, and then when I wake up, I drink my coffee, a cup of coffee,
Yes.
just to energize the day,
Yes.
and to just to energize my body and my mind. And I think doing after that, I'm facing with my students. We are actors and actresses inside the classroom in a virtual setup. So
Yeah.
just to encourage them and teach them,
Yeah.
teach them. So after I teach them some topics perhaps, or remind them of their submission and other requirements, I would actually, I love to watch YouTube videos. Like I love to learn new things, so I would usually go to TED Talks or Toastmaster to listen to listen
Yes.
to some speakers, great speakers and
Yes.
champions all around the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is great. And speaking of TED Talk, I saw on your Facebook post that you spoke for TED Talk recently.
Yeah, actually it was an event of Westbridge, Paris Westbridge, Iloilo, and they invited me to talk about career path, how to face your tomorrow with a smile.
Oh,
So
that's
I
great.
talk about that. I share my story with them through that
Yeah.
platform.
Speaking of facing tomorrow with a smile, what are your basic tips?
Yeah, I think facing tomorrow with a smile, you just need to enjoy the moment.
Mhm.
Like if you are in the moment, just be present and savor every opportunity, every learning. Just consciously acknowledge them, and consciously appreciate them, even the smallest things. Because sometimes we tend to focus our eyes on the big things, our goals, the long-term goals, but sometimes it just take small things just to
Yeah,
brighten up our day. Just appreciate, like for example, when you wake up, you would look at the window, and then the sun is shining, it's smiling on you. Just appreciate that. Just be
wonderful.
grateful. I think
Yeah,
that's really an attitude, the attitude of gratitude that you need to embody every day.
that is
Practice.
wonderful. I totally agree with that, Sandro. Finally, what do you think is your purpose in life?
Yeah, yeah. I like that question. For me, my purpose is not only to teach mathematics. My purpose is being that voice, that amplify voices as well, especially those muted voices. I want to be that spokesperson. That's why I venture public speaking, because I want to advocate for other people who don't have the opportunity. And for me, that's my purpose, to inspire and to be that voice to
Yeah.
other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
So in every
wonderful.
endeavor, kahit anong endeavor yan, just be the language of hope and inspiration for others.
Yeah,
I think that's the only purpose that I have in life.
that's wonderful. I think you are already living your purpose, being the voice to those who
Thank you.
cannot speak up. And good luck in your upcoming competition for the
Yeah.
JCI World Congress public speaking competition. I wish you the best. I hope you will bring home the bacon.
Yes.
Yes, not
Thank you,
just the
Miss
bacon,
Cherry.
everything else.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
Yes,
So that's
yes.
why we're going to prepare for it. We're
Yeah.
going to prepare for it.
Yeah, for
Mm.
sure. So thank you once again for gracing the show, Sandro, and continue to be an inspiration. You are truly an inspiration to many of us. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Cherry, for giving me your sharing me with your platform to also share my story with the world. Thank you, Miss
Oh,
Cherry.
yes, you are most welcome. And it is my pleasure. And thank you very much for watching. And if you've got time, you can share this with your friends. And if you like this episode, you can also share it with your friends and download, like, and subscribe Life Expressions. Remember, passion, purpose, and productivity. Find your purpose like Sandro has already, and do what you're most passionate about. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Chari Hinete Elon. My guest is Sandro Silverio, and this is Life Expressions.